The following video you are about to see is made by fallible Christians.
Although we diligently seek to represent the God of the Bible accurately, please understand that we are still being sanctified.
For absolute truth, please refer to the Bible.
Pause here to read Bible verses relevant to this.
Hello, everybody. I'm Devin, and this is my beautiful bride, Amber.
We're a married, interabled couple here to reveal or remind you that you're complete in Jesus Christ alone. So the interesting thing is that we tried to do a different video just now, but the topic is so hefty that we were stumbling all over the place.
Yes, and it's one of those kind of videos that is not good to do that with.
Yes, so we're going to save that for another day and try it again some other day. If you're curious, the topic, well, should we say what the topic is or not?
Let's leave it a surprise.
Okay. So, on to a video that will be less difficult to film. We're going to tell you about the story of getting my last wheelchair.
The one that she's in right now.
Yes, the one I'm sitting in. So, where to begin? Well, it really began around the time me and you were getting married.
Yes.
With chairs like this, they are extremely expensive.
Yes.
I think without insurance, it would cost like around $60,000 from what I've heard. So yeah, even the insurance pays a lot. These parts are just ridiculously overpriced, and the whole chair is overpriced. But anyway.
It costs more than most cars.
Yes, it does. So for insurance, at least from my knowledge and what I've always experienced, every 5 years, so the date you get your other chair delivered, 5 years from that date, you can start the process of getting a new wheelchair. That does not mean you're going to get your new wheelchair on that 5-year date. That just means until that 5-year date, you can't even start the process to get the new one yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the chair before this one in July of 2016. So I couldn't start the process to get the new one until July of 2021.
Yep.
So weeks before me and Devin got married in December of 2020, are you staying with me here with these dates?
Yes.
So in that month, I noticed my chair was having a problem. So it has features on it where like it can recline or raise up, or the back can tilt back, or the footrest can move. I'm really thankful to have these features because it just does a lot for my ability to do things or to just be comfortable in it. But anyway, so one day I leaned forward with, the tilt recline feature. I was trying to pick my phone up off the floor, which isn't the brightest idea, but I was trying to, and the chair got stuck in like the position where I was tilted forward. I obviously was tilted far forward so I could attempt to get the phone up off the floor, and usually I tilt back again and it sits me back up, but it said error like on the screen and it wouldn't tilt back again. I'm like, well, that's not good. So then after maybe like 10 or 15 seconds, it did tilt back again. And after that, I kind of forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
It just kept doing as it was doing. And then was it about March of 2021?
March or April?
Or I think it was the end of March.
Okay, yeah.
That error message came back. However, this time
It didn't go away.
Yes, it was still stuck. And thankfully, I was not home alone when this happened. So luckily, Devin was home and he was able to remove me from the chair because obviously I can't stay.
Yeah, because it was at the point it was leaned forward too far.
Yes, because this time I wasn't attempting to pick my phone up. I always just ask Devin to pick my phone up now if he's around, but I leaned back, and when I sit myself back up, I lean basically too far forward so that I can sit myself back up again, if that makes any sense. But anyway, so when I leaned forward, it just got stuck again. He took me out of the chair and it would not respond. And this time, not only was the tilt feature not working, but the whole chair would not move. It was just stuck. It wouldn't do anything except turn on, basically. We were then calling the wheelchair place, and it was like late at night, so nobody was answering, obviously. I was leaving messages saying, please call me in the morning, because without my wheelchair, you know, I'm like stuck. I can't do anything. Like I'm basically like bedridden at that point. Or if someone carries me around or something. But it takes away so much of my independence without my wheelchair. And if you're thinking, well, I could have just used a different chair or maybe a manual chair, that would work for some people, but for someone like me, I really have to be in like a specialized chair that's made for me.
These cushions on the chair are actually molded to her shape that keeps so she can sit in it all day without getting uncomfortable.
And keeps me balanced. Like I can't properly sit. Like if I were to sit on the couch, I wouldn't be comfortable for very long or maybe even at all. Like sometimes I do sit on the couch, but even then it's not for like extended periods of time. So that's why I couldn't just like, you know, switch to a different chair even temporarily, because it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
So at this point, when the wheelchair tech saw it, somehow they got it to work again. I don't completely remember, but the wheelchair tech somehow got it unstuck. So they said it's either this really simple problem or it's this big internal problem that will basically, for lack of a better word, total the wheelchair. So to repair it would be worth more, you know, than it's worth. And since I was so close on coming up on starting the process for my new chair, that could cause problems getting my new wheelchair, because, you know, if they paid for this big repair for that chair, they might say, well, now you don't need the new chair yet, you know, and then that repair might not even last very long, and it's just a whole thing. So we were just trying to get the chair along, and it was working until around September. I went to my little nephew's birthday party, and of all days, it decided to act up on that day. So it got stuck in like an uncomfortable, you know, I was doing the tilt forward thing again. People might say, well, just stop doing the tilt forward thing. Well, that's like saying stop bending down.
Yes.
You know, like you can't just stop, you know. It's just one of the positions that, you know, is naturally whatever. But anyway, it got stuck, and somehow we got it unstuck, and it was somewhat working. But after this, instead of it being months apart, because think about it, it happened in December, then March, and not again till September. This time, it happened again like the next day. And then like that whole week, it was happening like boom, boom, boom. And like it was starting to happen multiple times a day. And then it was starting to be unsafe for someone to not be around me.
Yep.
So it was not a good situation. And by this point, the process was started to get my new wheelchair because it was past July. So it was like going through insurance and all that.
Yep.
And then we were having a huge insurance problem that, believe it or not, is still going on.
Yep. That's a whole nother video.
Well, not really. We could briefly explain it here.
Okay.
Because that's kind of important to this story.
Yeah.
So basically, I had 2 commercial insurances, or employers, whatever. I was on 2 insurances, and both of them were trying to say that they are the secondary insurance. I was on the phone for hours.
Mm-hmm.
I've still been on the phone for hours with them. I've had conference calls with supervisors from both insurance companies.
She's talked to the CEO of one of them.
Yeah, the CEO. Oh my goodness. Still emailing that guy. But anyway, so I think it's finally about to be resolved. But anyway.
Yep.
So during that whole time, both of them were saying, well, we're not going to pay until the other one pays because we're secondary. And all the while, my chair here, remember, is barely functioning, and it's not even really safe to use it.
By that time, you weren't even really using the features. Any of those features except for the drive.
Which means I'm very uncomfortable in the chair. We even had to get like a TV tray.
Oh, we still use it though.
Well, yeah, but that's just for other reasons.
Yeah.
But I could only use the TV tray because I couldn't raise myself up to the table. So it was just not good. And finally, in December of 2021, finally the wheelchair lady, I don't want to say she tricked the system, but basically one insurance, since they said, no, we're definitely secondary, she ran it through the system how they said they were. And the system allowed us, thank the Lord, to go pick up the chair.
Yeah, we went down, drove down, and picked it up.
So he took off work, and we went 2 hours away to drive to get the chair. And really only the main parts of the chair were even ready. We had to take parts off my other chair, but that doesn't really matter to here.
Like the seating system.
Yeah, the seating system, we had to transfer the old one.
And they tried to get a new one. The new one came in, but it didn't fit well.
Oh, yeah, the new one, I tried it a few months ago, and it's not comfortable, but...
So we're still waiting on that one. So the one that's on the wheelchair right now is the one from the old...
It's still my old seats. Yeah, that's kind of funny. But anyway, we got a little off track there. So it's December, and for a while, we were just fighting with the insurance because we couldn't get the chair until someone said that they are primary, so I'm very thankful she was able to, make her system think that the problem was settled, and so now it's still being settled after the fact, and it's September of the next year, and it's still not settled.
Yep.
And yeah, I've gotten so many people involved with this. It's ridiculous. This should not be happening. But
no.
Anyway, so I have my new chair now, and I hope that it survives its 5 years. I would love to someday have a new chair and a working old chair, especially traveling, because airplanes are extremely not accessible at all. That's a whole video in itself.
Yep.
All these disability problems are temporary.
Yes.
And what I mean by that, they will not impact me for eternity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would love to see the airlines, just let us actually bring our wheelchair onto the main part of the plane and not store them in the cargo area.
Yeah.
these very delicate, expensive wheelchairs. That's our life. I would love for airplanes to be accessible, but even if they never are, my salvation does not depend on that. Mm-hmm. So even if I'm never able to freely travel as we would want to on airplanes, this might sound cheesy, but I will travel to heaven at some point. I will be with my Lord and Savior forever, and that's what my hope is in. So we hope this video is maybe, I don't know, interesting, informative.
It's interesting and informative.
I don't know if it was edifying, besides just hearing some irritation. But, yeah, so, if you would like to support our ministry, we do have a link down below. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.